Hinduism is not a religion in the stricter sense of the term. It consists of a series of convictions and interpretations in relation to the reality of life, which the Hindus themselves call Sanatana Dharma, the cosmic and universal law that has no origin. There is no precise date for the birth of Hinduism, and even for the faithful, this detail is of little relevance. Nevertheless, there is an abundance of sacred scripts. The Vedas, a collection of chants, prayers, and teachings, constitute the first texts recognized as revealed scriptures. Later, other texts would be added which dealt with unchallenged doctrines and human interpretations. Despite the seemingly endless forms of Hinduism, the basic foundations of the doctrine rest on the individual's quest for enlightenment, known as moksha, when the cycle of transmigration is finally broken. In order to achieve this, the individual must strive to ensure their karma, or conduct, is positive and good during each one of their reincarnations, enabling them in this way to draw ever closer to this ultimate emancipation. If our unworthy behavior leads us to a state of bad karma, the ensuing rebirth will be on an inferior level, leaving us further away from salvation. Both the individual and the world around are governed by the Dharma, the law of universal harmony. All that exists and is known to us is subject to this order, which is in never-ending regeneration. Thus we know that day will follow night, one season will follow another, plants will wither and die, to be reborn in one endless cycle. For the Hindus, therefore, the Dharma is an order that cannot be broken, and individuals are born into a specific caste or social level, according to how they performed in a previous life. Birth itself stands as living proof of the universal order. Hindus worship a vast pantheon of deities and are free to make their own personal choice. Nevertheless, outstanding amongst them is Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the protector, and Shiva, both destroyer and creator in one. They are all accompanied by their consorts and ride a series of different carriages. They walk the earth in the form of reincarnations, or avatars, whenever universal order is threatened. Hindus are not required to go to the temples, although it is common to visit them to leave offerings of flowers, candles, or similar tokens. Another important ceremony is the cremation of the dead. As in normal daily life, and prior to a significant event, the body must be washed thoroughly. Hindus perform the cremation rites on riverbanks, on steps leading down to the water. These are called ghats. Washing the body is not only a matter of hygiene, it is the symbolic action of purifying the flesh and freeing it of all its sins. Grieving at the terrible loss of a relative or loved one, the faithful are comforted by the hope that the ensuing reincarnation will be a step nearer to final liberation. In order to achieve this, Hinduism indicates three major paths: the way of ritual or selfless action, the way of intense devotion, and the way of knowledge. Hindus will continue to perform the ceremonies introduced centuries ago, and it seems unlikely that Western cultures will lead them to stray from their ancient beliefs. The preaching of non-violence is an essential part of Hindu belief. One of its more renowned exponents in recent history was Gandhi, referred to as Mahatma, the Great Soul, the man who challenged a vast empire with nothing but his bare hands and the strength of his beliefs. His profound Hindu faith led him to organize non-violent protests, which cleared the way for the independence of his country. Mahatma Gandhi drew his inspiration from, amongst other sources, the Bhagavad Gita, one of the more revered works in sacred Hindu scripture. His ideas were enriched by the passage of time, and he came to defend the plight of the untouchables. Never was he to abandon, despite an occasional retreat from public life, the struggle for India's independence. His personal philosophy and understanding of life have made him a symbol of non-violence amongst later generations.